Hello, so this video is for my friend Tim, an exclusive video for him because he missed out on this story and he's a great dude. This is the most cool thing probably that's ever happened in my Uber and might be the coolest thing that ever will happen. It's the time I picked up Hasan Minhaj, well-known Comedy Central comedian Hasan Minhaj, who had his own show on Netflix. So here's what happened. I was in the Los Altos area of the Bay Area, and I got a call for somebody named Hasan. It was like already 7 or 8, already dark, and I didn't really think too much of it. And then when I went to pick him up, he was in a Los Altos mansion. People who are not familiar with the Bay Area would not know Los Altos is an incredibly wealthy area of the Bay Area, and if you have like a normal house there costs like $2-3 million. So if you have a mansion, I'm sure that's like the $5 to $10 million range. Really, really expensive properties there. So I pick him up in this sprawling mansion, so I know this guy is coming from a rich place. But I go ahead, like all my customers, I try to make conversation with him. I had talked to him about, in the dark, I couldn't see him, so we were like trying to communicate about, oh, I'm here, you're there, whatever. But, you know, once he got into the car, I asked him a few questions. As a driver, I try to gauge whether my customer's interested in talking or not, and then if they're not interested, then I want to give them a quiet ride. So I asked him a few questions. I asked him, oh, so where are you going? He told me he was going to a wedding. I asked him, oh, who's getting married? Is it a friend or colleague? And he said, oh, a family. And he said, no, it was a friend. And I don't think I asked him anything else. Maybe I asked him if they had known this person a long time. But basically, he was very, very brief with his answers. And then also being in the Bay Area, and maybe other people don't know this, but a lot of the people who are, in positions of power in the tech industry, working computers and so forth, those people, a lot of them have East Indian backgrounds. And so because of that, I knew he was an East Indian based on his name and picture, and I knew he didn't want to talk, so I was like, give this guy a quiet ride. He's a rich, powerful guy, leave him alone. So I did, and we went from this dark city, Los Altos, to the really dark highway where there's not very much side lighting. So I never, as I was driving, I never really got too much of a look at him. And I did find out that he was running a little late for the wedding. And I remember it was raining, so I was trying to speed and get there fast, but also be safe in the rain. So between those two things, just concentrating on my driving, looking, only briefly at the rear view mirror, tried to do a safe ride. So anyway, quiet ride until we get to Fremont. Once we get to Fremont, people know, a city will have the street lighting, the background street lighting. So once I saw the street lighting, I could see his face, the top half of his face. And I was like, wow, you really look like Hasan Minhaj. And he was like, oh, who's that? And I explained to him, well, he was a comedian. He used to be on Comedy Central. He has his own show on Netflix now. And he asked me, oh, how do you watch that show? And I explained to him, oh, I watch it on YouTube because it's easier to just pull up on your mobile device compared to sitting down and pulling up the Netflix. And this was all as we're getting closer and closer to his destination, which was a restaurant, because he was going to a wedding, like I said. So right as I pull into the restaurant and he gets out of the car, he turns to me and he says, it was me, have a good night. And he left me in the car, flabbergasted. I couldn't think. I was so stunned by the fact that it was really him. So I still get a smile on my face like I do now talking about it. It was such a cool experience. So yeah, I want to share it. And of course, you can see I'm in the City of Lights. I timed it so you guys could see the sparkling lights that only happen once an hour. I did not know that as a tourist coming in. So only on the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hour, so forth. So hope you enjoyed my story. Hope you enjoyed my Paris. Tim, I hope you get to watch this and have a great night. Bye-bye.